make your decision by now. But last hour also would be Obeka and the actual delegates and why they should choose.
I will start from just one position. Say MPP as a political party. Nyama Bibi and a day about opposition. I see in time, I say a bit similar Saba, then I done a for a mobile among us as Nkansah baby and yes, me edu in Tuntuaba. That's the simple position of any political party. And to be able to achieve that, delegates they have to be very some more many that or making the path actually the candidate 2028. Yeah, the we will have the best chance of winning. Honestly, that is the utmost responsibility for every delegate. So be true
candidate what the
you betting me away our own party many massive on my insensitive. And we are presented with a very unique situation with candidates fighting. Ebi why you can say ebi omun they are not even really in the game. Looking at the polls, it's almost a 2 or 3 horse race. It's a decision I a little simple. International make us out in the I say if I baby this have a bad day win the last minute. But I'm very confident say Ghana for the way to your battle. You sign save vote. If I'm person mobile with your mobile, something that they I say going to 2024 election and cash and cheddar. You come with boom pro men do 2% because Ghanaians don't like wasting their votes. And the first thing I make her with regards to that in 2024, my uncle say yaban. A bit discover bar, a bit induce and labor, but why you said the offer for money? Oh, saying it. You are going to raise your vote if I can't win. The baby me say and na ye beba na yama the biggest mandate to the winner. So the bear didn't know the coffin. Because so be I to take a craft in that you about me away in the crowd. They didn't make a cover about now saying Cabo Naya to a party in Wemma. Into Miss Ramo, my in this catchy Nayan problems in for your party because just as I said, 2028 and I'll explain to the delegates James here. See, the 2028 there's only one person we can send. Obi out here most of them know and they decided say the FNPP is a serious political party. Now near brace 2028 we tell you Ghana for say is serious. It is only one candidate on the ballot and they me facing for the people of Ghana. And then as a candidate we assumption someone who decide the competence in the needs to do unmatched. And no day Obi our time you're about into me free and say Papa very intelligent. Me say it's not say my Facebook or I am a show comment section. Na me say ya Ashanti Regional Minister comment be an our show under one post regarding the surrounding. Baby I'm just a misspell name, but it's not sad than when I'm say honorable no come correct. Inti NDC for ne kra nim say papa ye de Ghana hye ne nsa enya de obegu ye ne masa impuntu beba na niso ade hu no ye so broad say after the 8 years ye be feeling some change and improvement in our lives in this country. Inti as a young person coming up o pese Ghana ko ne mu kwa brochi ko baby ana oba Ghana we get na say ti make say adenti na say yen koyo mu de hia ni fa ba ko a o de besi na ne say me I will do things differently and ye autopilot buying be and I be almost 24-hour economy almost 30 years still I own so in yes and and as our time crown almost 24-hour economy na say rhetoric ye catch did attempt and this will be some question to me understand no more and that's what they did getting to 2024. In some of us we knew that there was nothing to expect today say wrong. Enti here a leader obe implemented nyama ye different kakra na ye who say there's some impuntu eba like you are coming and you are offering the same things here we cannot expect a different result and that's a leader obetimi esa another thing is very important especially looking at the dynamics of MPP a party will be a and it's one of the problems we have but I also think
a democratic party
it's overly democratic. it is overly democratic. The obey be obivenya ho asemaka. But I think and also kaho is the beauty of the party. Enti uhia obia obetimi as tolerated sanya mano in a way obetimi unite na ye unite mi akogide ye pe no. Yenya de ye pa na ye timi atwaso. When ya obia obetimi ayesa in kabom na ye pe ne kra no mother. You know, after the flag bearer stage, you know, in kabom na ye pe no ye choose the wrong candidate and kabom ne ma just 2028 no ye forgotten. So we share all these factors there's no other candidates and I yet candidates now so na basi say a delegates election why na other delegates ni na so abeti mo problems they hamo na wa postulate and na wa beka answers to problems me ba mo asem ni edidija mo asem ni sen resources ba na ira say na watena say akame up with the plan na yin na yajutum say ye ne say be boy nyina. One of the problems we can be here, no me persuade na and was something happening over a very long period of time when my party could be doing a before year. And see, at home, so my main can say, Yin Jaisa, I dare na can say candidates, no, and a religion, this, ye bugana for him tia. Because on my catch here in the intia, or more because I ain't got nothing. How much see is be free.
But what's a be our kind of evidence? You choose the wrong candidate. And kabom Emma.
And kabom and Nipa be very much aware. Who name so be hard in the bar. There is no way a party. So we do a party in one party and there's no question. No.
Very true. I was wondering that I say candidate to be why and it's true.
There's no way.
You choose candidate to be not the kabom
now my main yes to I know what you see me boy. My main chair is secret. Nancy ya not yen na ye said dana ye agona eba akode no and era chairman to me by yen na ye agesi hu chairman NDC for it no. But when Onyabre ebe joining on the campaign grounds, and a chairman Kasai, and now unse oyeni analysis. He was just given the trajectory apart in Akutu from 1992 to 96 to 2000, just to say MPP Mompa de Obi and who already president and the first time or winning a summer no canon, and now all can say even in 96 I read Dubai 92 no lose yen so time crown or yari into a channel show before. I don't know how you can misconstrue this to say or say one contest because and yes chairman to me kind. Official video ni na cry at another point no or can it differently in a way say clear say no yari contest no lose ye. You are chairman to me kasewe no and na you about me akasaye. On only speech no senior menoa came from Eastern region baby meninenam to minim your can Eastern region even some of the constituencies because senior makan other stations no. It's part of my job say sometimes we transcribe it. You do my ding pa because we be speech in why he BBC just to verify you and sana yebe kasa sana that's what you expect of nipa in leadership and nipa with some credibility pesa oka sema nipa je wudi and sana we so research kakra and sana wabek especially if you are going to attack obi credibility but obi ope president Eddie Ebejina or the camera scene and him te say it was okanesa no wa sheda so obeka say me who so okasa no na mesi afem mana bibisa who ne wenfa
until date video no somba
that who ne wenfa that's my first question na ya come out to say it is clear say enya ba me akwa ne kan ho asem na chema hu ntumi ko kan ho asem no wan kenti because apia me kan book no e wa ha. So there's no dispute say at that point no na you edubo ahene ho mfa ne kakra Still up till now. In fact, I know I'm the spokesperson, candidate back on the spokesperson. Say I na Chairman want to me said it in the presence of.
Yeah, so he should, yeah.
And I say, hey.
And he happens to be a lawyer.
I say, hey, MPP4, some will show you now. Are these the hands you want to trust the party into? It's very serious. About one I got on the 31st, and that form, sir, and that was, sir, it's very important to the future of the party. Niamani be a candidates, be a candidate campaign, and in Niam Subaya or display, no. A say election be any chrome home betimi away. Nancy Quendis if one started can creme who say names another station be a poll or internet or moko share and conform voting for Ken now Asante Regional Minister Korea can. So there's a reason why or more pese you choose will be because omunim someone who does see adakama. Well, I just say any campaign asem for them. They can just play tapes. In fact, you probably don't need to have any inside information. Who will YouTube crowd? You get enough campaign
messages.
So say a better abano. Inti as a party, you know, say you're making obia say ye bibi na wa form cry unti me emba na chi meka say ebia mo me buy my bit onesa o tree ye about me anim not once one kind of once or can about a lot of times a tree no obia not so long ago me and then so na me share video bia okotena be because say interoperability buy na NDC for person mo ye no 1.7 billion but ba me buy it me be ye no for 4.5 million no 1.7 billion. Otimi Bayan for 4.5 million. And the interesting thing about that is architecture and we are buying there. And this is what they are private owned. Inti at the Intina Ghana 4 years, they should give him a break. Si say ya opesa o contest in a day, opesa o can sem fee a gunehu. Now when you're day frame. Inti MPP delegates, Edamwenimo. Your colored TV woho.
Yeah. A leader. This is someone
who is a leader. Now, Minka, dear, interesting one. After waiting now, so still we should focus on his message. There's no need to say if ever have a attack any other candidates. And I said, there be a senior mechano. And you say you need one sem go why you bet me account. But you only say a here. In the end, the party no one a ye fee. Your party na ye making unattractive. And no who say a party no do inti yenye de ebe boa party no. But anka yensu ti go mu na nka ye attack ka go ne be de pa o.
Because we are okay, there's no evidence. Can one understand? Yeah, evidence to
Obia betimi sorry na nka wabeka de any day. Odi no kwan so de anka bia evidence. But we don't say all of those things. Why? Because we work for a leader, party ni hu do ewonimu. Into papa ya demonstrate over several years say yeah the MPP nation insa obeso mu te se kosua o mane mbo. Na yetimi so mu te se kosua na yetimi keka ye niama boma. Adenti na 2028 ntimi nwene. Almost because our Kwaku will lose the worst performance into the Nebebiwa Emfa, which is a lie. You work for by 36 no, and something some person which said 36 no, a bro 42 point, almost 41.7, almost 42%. They say 36 no, a draw to sense I don't know how they do that analysis. He's not the worst performing candidate. You work a John Mahama Crotty Eguasusisia 2016 or lose by 1 million votes. No, that was the worst election in the Fourth Republic. Almost in the baby when you're not breaking new record. Almost in certain regions where there any seats in the nearby muscle. Forgetting say SIDSC several times. In fact, some more examples. 2004 na Yerakufo cry incumbent president no the MPs ninya more seats than ono yebeba 2008 Yerakufo adoba first time illusion no kwanya 97 seats and na the MPs no enya about 230 a repeat bill 2012 a repeat bill 2016 inti I see 2024 there hey yento yade pabintwene on the back of this how no masa koka and na baby free and na there's no data to it. She said, "Yeah, I'm metikwa na tema koma krane say grassroots for nepen." why now me why now I be a spokesperson for grassroots or maka o manse machina no wa party ni mu kra ekoto aba no unya 30 something percent you onya 61% no a wako election a wakonya 41% no kra wo se yede ne ba yen on win but wa party mu abato kra unya 30 I think 36% or 37% o dey say wo plus ho nsem nyina no yede wo ba obetimi awin asem we fa ne ka but they feel say obetimi repeat ya na tonko 14 but who probi in some normal can out you say there's no weight in it training it's waiting na yentu ya de pe bi ntwene there be MPP ehu hia pa say ye beto na the same bebre me sure say kwesi akeka a lot of it, so I don't want to repeat the same things. Me person me touch on other issues on kan ho asem
but akua ba ko a edra be no kwai bia be boso abi Baumia being an economic area for baby cancer burger and as a budget is what to be. I don't know true about so but no crowd internet had the other time we have say how so no crowd economic bezaya na day so oba payment went to be an yashi alpha economy no
that's exactly what I'm saying. Say omo ma ye juma ye dey post primaries because omo nim say asem no mo kana ye ntro. What I repeated about momo interoperability and about Kenya na kwatena asase radio kan video ne wo ho, so they know the truth. And let me breaking it down. Last week Friday we said saying Bank of Ghana governor current governor Dr. Siama no omoye party be or something no jina podium or cut the reasons for the stability of our cedi and inflation coming down. Only policy you mention here or see gold for reserve domestic gold purchase program about me starting in 2022. So let's just go back a little to the economic trajectory of the country. Ghana for I'm used the same words honorable Ken Ekai say Nkayade. Between 2017 to 2020, our problem is see the whole world. No, see the cost through 2 cities. In the time, no car say, "Wa lucky dollar." No, it was I think 2018, 2019. There was no appreciation. Yeah. But this for a very good at propaganda. Until Nyama say, they could bring that video to come and make a case. But the time, no car, everything was stable. Yeah. BBC 2020 2022 around the whole world, because as a leader you cannot foresee certain problems, but what you can do is make sure say at the end two once and two view assembly see you Ghana you about me I said no, you're vice president in this you're a deputy, I'm not in charge of the entire structure of the campaign, but baby you brighten your corner. Kitwe bia obetimi idea boy bia you do it sa nipa ni hu a e ka se ade kase ma wa obetimi aye, and that's exactly what he did. Yewura John Mahama no ye vice president ne spokesperson honorable John Jinafo e ka say vice president yanka wadwuma ne so obekọ wedding na wako naming ceremony na waje adwuma kase na ma or president, and that has been the enya vice president in the fourth. That is the nature of the role. Uye deputy yakakra, and that was the nature of the thing. But problems ni see, and he was always trying to help. And committee at Tranens as say enya mena me president. Me kwa sorry na mako engagement akuchi ankola ni sani man. When na or down na, and even in the midst of all of that for Krana MTN for ba say omu pese omu musika $3 billion if we economy anymore. Afe you're about me antiminda because when him set $3 billion if we Ghana economy now dollar ne de baby edru ne it will fly away. E hono who say MTN for $3 billion see yeah the to gold yeah Ghana gold more no more the cover be omukwa they can change it into whatever currency into sani more to stabilize it into hono who say yeah we gold baby we come but there has never been a concerted effort saying to gold no. Into a domestic gold purchase program started 2022 in the midst of the crisis. Into where your leader assemble and kobetimi akase benya president mame pay me baby ntina menya finance minister mame pay me baby ntina. But in his own small way he pushed yentimi ntina Nkansah nyina ye ka pushy ye to get that thing started wa ha nipa bebre njindi to make sure say sadie na say eno na NDC for kra BMA or muntimi free, they can't take the credit away from him say eno na disability aba. Until the person with this kind of mind, eka say he has failed on the economy. No, I'll posit that absolutely no. Because even in his limited role, no, as vice president, no, as a deputy, no, now everything is under his control. Or no, ministers, vice president, you our appointed ministers. And free ministry. You and now our appointed cabinet. It's not your cabinet, and I'm not saying there's a problem with it. There's no problem with it. The president should have the final authority to do the OPE. Sana Ghana Constitution net here. And so, and now appointed ministers, now where you are not in control of everything. Into the little part of control that you have, if you make use of it, no be any who say, papa, your man, a jumakes where you cry, no, what ye say, your man, let's just imagine what he would do. Inti omasheda omunim no kreno omasheda and omude edenenam, because nobody can really dispute the intellect and intelligence of Irabamia. Recently omoko IDU, one of those international conferences, and Oxford or something, in Kwafo channel Ghana Hakra came to admit say papa di obisi me kan ho nsem bia ba wontimi nkase sebi Nkansah nyankopon amfa enhyira. So it's an undisputed factor. Me believe say ye jai and ya yankofo ni jai propaganda no. Ni echiremu chire Ghana for. Omo beti ase. And then maybe me hu video bi am say another station bi omo around to a chrome no mo bi se bisankofo. I was so surprised say ma maybe ye bisa no say why na MPP from Manembra o ka about me. Otimi ka say na say ye man the vice president square ahwede o ye de kese ne man na. Just imagine. I was so impressed. E just say nipa no they are watching into mujai mad slinging nisa garina mushegu ye yinimuna. We can explain it to the people of Ghana and it will work. Now who I want some to me explain here anything.
Dr. Ekia Abuakon NOFI had a area. Make I will say Jubedi and also a tragu Facebook. Would to be TV live Facebook. Now, I think so there was a little bit of a challenge with a YouTube, but I don't know Uber to me alcohol. Still say it'll be active camera on YouTube, and you want to be TV live YouTube. And to Dr. Ekwiamu Akwebi Afina the audio Fidia Baba Tuadaba or your deputy spokesperson for a year Dr. Mahamadu Baumia, and he didn't know train Komo. But 9 days to a year primaries no and answer elections no no Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and Komo. Now questions no we ask some questions there be one and say you repeat it because obubechim but ochina obehuna candidate to be Kwaku jina baby no sampem hodoma yaka economy no edie no. And then doctor watch them cry from another watch no a gold purchase and as a gold a program like choir a fast crana doctor so and no ebe shape and to be echo janano so the obunjai kanda yes you bet you what here that of a year religion mainly from a year doctor about tribe we use the word tribal men can say we use the word not into me and be president Ghana ready for yes what is that is you kind of over and over again which or no you cut to abano ediana and no over there over and over ubeka ubechim with one candidate ubeko but still now in grounds more year or more analysis from your didn't you say here in a president, Ria Canada, it is competence, character, temerity, and the ability to hold the whole nation together. So we be who money so what a one botre, so we papa daye. Nini na no, omunim say ball no on those terms na omube fail. So what do they do? Oma set your more cash questions no more answer. Muslim to me give a whole lot.
There's a and yes say ye sorry penny Ye to be or dim puntu beba. Me so me de maso to form kakra. Se me catch or say krom ha ya na me free. Nti me timi bisa me wofanom o mo wedum mo KJT o mo ye o mo shop se bi ye asofo. Uni se kwesi botwe ne papa ye sofo.
Oh really?
Lawyer kwesi botwe ne papa ye sofo panyin pa.
Oh okay. Okay.
Nti enye se yenso ye ne nkrofo ndi nkomo because you want to know the facts on the ground. Ghana for yatsena so harmoniously over the time say nyama bi say yenye omasemo. Maybe some me offer be say oh wofa na what do you think about this religion thing? Or him menim to send a question and maybe say you maybe a silly question because already or pedi oba obet ne bottom be ye enne hia no.
Because here now, excuse my word, don't become way for in the minority. The be day na you hear that over and over again.
I hear that, but it's not about any idea. Some of the ethnic groups, Mahama ethnic groups, Gonja, they're also in the minority, but he's leading. If we Ghana history, a lot of minorities have led because yentisa in kofono mo peso mo pam sa kunya sa atare ne sheying. Inti maye mane sheying. And na Yoruba me anso train any way, shape or form so oba obeka be obeka obi ahye. He's the most religiously tolerant person I met him. Just obia ye ne de sana Ghana for yatena. Me call Catholic school, Holy Child. Na nkemofo be kwa akobo mo mpaye. Omo ye fasting na. Ye be pack your meduane am because and enumere no makodidi. Anopa ye be pack your mode na mo. We live tolerantly. Ebi ni ye call Catholic school ne pepepe. Ye kwa sorry no mo nso ne yapa. Son, that's the beauty of Ghana.
Now, dear Bakwa, be Chawano Kaka, Oba Shanty region, crowd, dear Bakwa, Yabefe, and it's a Okushiako, Shawa, sorry, then. I'm sorry for the jar of way.
The number of churches I invite you into for programs I ebeko. One, Nanko for the Asema Betu winning, ABA. Sometimes a year crying, Yabeko, a year was sorry, be a China, on say a year, usually a soft on the baby bomb pie, and a soft on the baby out to name himself, a master, a dining roof nearly key, and now BBC, and I saw it in a CSC, a Cassie, Yamwa. There's not one, sir, were rejected. Into obia on quote unquote add oyine yem eboa say no menye so say nyankopon cry against it say nyankopon say endo ye ho ye ho nti say obi edo na oye de obetimia aboa what's the problem? And I'm very confident Ghana for yentinasa ebi enenam ye propaganda ede shishenko trim, but we must speak against it because yenya adepa maye masa adepa ne free because nyankopon de nipa kona ko share a different religion sebi o keke me note hey yewo yendi ho ba bi anka ye nkwemufo nti say then we are precluded from certain things and near my idea why enya wo de no my emfanye obi because yen shedan choose baby ebe wo yen and wo hwem pan so a yen shedan choose a religion ye wo tuma there's very little you can do and yen your matna peacefully harmoniously for so long and na senya me kan yen on used to buy be in church. I'm very confident say ni suni ne ban no even more Christ-like than incophobia or more person or more from who Christians. One Obia one time ago were two and was I see as of when some can see a Christian and Kenya woo. And yes, say ya woo into the Christian faith and they define who as a Christian. See say I'll pay BBD when we say ubeti me the Christo actually who aje. And Christopher Kramayan Panessa because I know a hypocrisy at its max. Yenim ni pa ko isu ni ne ban ye ne natna che yenim no yenim de odi aya asofo yenim ni suban a ye fa ne se ene a lot of the tenets of Christianity ebo ebra inti de o kase of awesome different kra no ni su ni ne ban ye more Christ like than ono a anye president ya obepe ya not there's a sudden change afa sorry he's using it to manipulate you anaye hu so wa sheda se opese we hu se eno na obetimi use so dia manipulate maye mane mfa because any mekan no maye de pa be free because any say obey president anything about the religion of this country would change. Yes, sorry Sunday, Sunday, sorry Sunday. In fact, send your mekan supporter or dear ma churches no ebebro de or dear ma just because of exactly the population because there are more churches.
I don't even know says one
of your closest friends, Father Campbell. Catholic bishop, Catholic priest, Father Campbell. Emma recently, I know Nyama be say again you about me or yeah the on between them. But we say Father Campbell now a publish it, so I can speak to it. Recently, no Kaka crazy leprosarium or publish it. Or publish it. That's why I'm speaking to it. But there are many more instances. The Alpha means Semako sorry crowd. It's more than I can count.
No doctor don't yen. But if I be the person, yes, or body against.
There's no way, and they meet me at Sanaha confidently. I catch him said there will be no Yimu. There will be no Yimu. Because he's very much aware of the country he's taking over. He knows he's not taking it over as a Muslim country. He's taking it over as a secular country with majority Christians. So it's going to be like that. In Tinkofona or Mobanekwa, or Muneso Moshom, so Musubaino is a Christ like. Omu ye Christo for ampa, and also omu the Christo no church omu at deceiving. I think it was said how many million cities are yeah, and that's the and I'm only talking about Enu because as sorry for a publisher. And I'm who say SDA for kwabe disclaim say same way omo nka ho. So I think majority of the well-meaning Christians no omo enim papa no. They know, say he's not going to come and be selected. Yentisa, Oko school na de obetimi acha wade no ye Kyeremanteng obeka so man nchiro. And that's what we are doing no. Ye pe obi ode o man ne beko nanim. Nti nipa ko ne eye Kyeremanteng. I don't see how that's a problem respectfully, especially on fan some ne meshe also. So it's as simple as that. In Kofobi no masheda and no person modi no ye case, but I'm very confident say Ghana for ye betche ye maturity. Ye betche say ye pa ye mpe impape mu ye mpo obi odem pape mu beba. Until we'll stamp our foot on this matter once and for all. And again, ye share election results no. 42% of Ghanaians the voting electorate of Ghanaians still ekotoman. What this shows you is that they didn't vote on those lines. Yeah, a lot of research after the election because Nankofo akikasa ansem we manati. Emma papa ka say yeah research biya na prove say ne religion and ne tribe play a role in MPP's defeat. Anka uncontested bio because of the he loves the party too much. Into moving forward, it is because yeah researcher who said Ghana for do not vote on those lines. And Kofobi pe bibi free mohon saying and no more person mo keka emane a topic. But Osha 2024 election, I mean, no to hand him say religion had nothing to do with it. Ghanaians were trying to teach us they were no more customer change. Some no say my dream basso. Now you fixes our problems. You're presenting over win. Tell me I'm but MPPI primaries when you're over 60-something%, which was an overwhelming endorsement. It's just a MPP are most of the candidates in Sono, Ashanti region, Akan regions, elected. So yeah, I know I disprove this at the end. We just have to shun and see a sister uncle for you who or one person with them paper and move, especially looking at more history because for much that when it's convenient for them. After year, who say convenience for them, no, and no more person omude omukofa Christo ebe for your mohu. Ediji di omupe omuria e ho niebe hu omu true self. One of the videos of market women na mention ma many been so kind say obi a we hu ne suban sa no say obi ope bi nti no order ne ho na we ni a obekire pa obi na kai and I'm repeating it and I agree with her. Because Subaye to send you saying fancy, we are the ABP, especially Obia when you are born a brave. Mammy borrow me, mammy West Cacross, Sikani and Tuneful. Or what's that Sikani and Tuneful Subayan, or for him or be Tuneful. Inti mesremo, I mean, ya tina peacefully, and Nasenia Macano, yet let's allay fears, nothing is going to change. And yes, say, or bad in the summer, Obi Obeka Sabi, our boy. He's the most religiously tolerant person. Yes, yeah. Or impuntu na yepe wo maimuha. Obi, you could have been born in any region. Yeah, Saudi Arabia. There's no way anka.
Okay, but the doctor, baby, sawi. Yeah, na normally be shed yema kodibina. Be the abisa. Just recently, a year Professor Frimpong Boateng jumping from one radio and TV station to the other, or cancelling. Now, or no the position. But him say be holds our position and as a perception and it's a addition